And this is coming from a woman.
If I was a guy, I'd be so scared to be in a relationship in America because they are willing to be traditional, but the women are not. And they get nothing in return for their money, their time, or their resources. And the girl ends up cheating or not willing to cook or make a sandwich, and it's just, I'm so happy.
Always prepare for women to leave you. I don't care how much money, clout, or status you have, you must prepare for that day that she leave you. One of the realest things I ever heard is, she's not your girl, she's just your turn. You must understand that women are controlled by their emotions. Y'all could be chilling, vibing, having a good time. A thought could come across her mind that ain't got nothing to do with you, and all of a sudden she got an attitude, or now she in her feelings. Your girl could be the happiest woman on the planet in one moment, and then wake up the next day and decide she don't want none of this no more. Every situationship or relationship has an expiration date, so you better be ready for it.
I just want to say, dating in this generation is trash. So for all of my single ladies and that are old souls, let's just pray that there's one good man out there, because men these days are just not it. Where the hell are the gentlemen, the go-getters, the attractive, just good men? Where you at?
One thing modern women really don't want to admit is that, they say a lot of times that men are fumbling them, men are missing good opportunities, and in some situations, that's probably right. But when are we going to start to talk about the opportunities that you guys are missing? When are we going to start to talk about, let's not go back and forth saying, well, a man did this and a man did that. Let's not do that. What did I do? How was I the problem in the relationship? How come he stopped responding like he did in the beginning? Was I putting the energy in that I should have? If you're really honest with yourself, maybe you did some things right, but then maybe you also did some things wrong. And that's where modern women stop. They'll talk for months on end with their friends, family, past, whoever will listen about the things that they did right. But they're not going to touch the things that they did wrong. They're not going to be accountable for the stuff that they did in the relationship that made it go sideways.
You ladies went on this marketing propaganda, wrote countless articles about how men are so lonely because women have options and men need to raise their standards, this, that, and the third, right? But what I find kind of interesting is I see so many videos of women crashing out because they're not in a relationship. I see countless videos of women crying because they don't have any friends. They don't have anybody to hang out with. They don't have nobody to talk to. They're turning 30 and they're so alone.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
When you're in the bar, a bunch of hot women, and then there's only a few hot guys, you'll see the women with the hot guys, like trying to get their attention. The amount of women who will zone into the few amount of hot boys and will literally just like do weird for their attention and like hope to be the one to be picked. Yeah. And it's like scary to watch almost. You're like, ladies, get some self-respect. Yeah. Like, I'm sure he's hot. I'm sure he's not that great in bed, because usually good looking men are not great in bed. It's usually the ones who have to try a little harder. It's funny to watch. Ladies, why are we all competing for the same 10 men?
You know, what's funny is that modern women have so many tests. I heard about another test. It was like a Spotify test or something like that, to where I think it was something to the effect of like, play your Spotify list, play your Spotify playlist, and I will see if we align. Which, okay. I mean, there's plenty of people that don't have the same music tastes per se. There's a lot of music artists that I've never even heard of that my wife likes. I'm like, who is that? That's trash. It doesn't hinder us going together in our mission. At least I hope not. I would hope not. Maybe that's a conversation that we need to have. Modern women are doing that, and they're listening to artists that maybe they don't prefer or they don't like, and they're calling a man misogynistic because of it. Oh, you listen to this guy, misogynistic. Oh, you enjoy his music, misogynistic. Oh, you enjoy her music, patriarchy. She's a woman though. Yeah, but you know, she has patriarchal ideas. She has misogynistic ideas. So you listen to her, you're misogynistic because you associate with her. But what about all the TV shows that you watch that are full of misandry? It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. I'm a good person.
You're probably not getting what you want because you have a proximity problem. I was at Soho Beach House literally just the other night talking to a girlfriend about this, and I was like, there's nothing that you need to improve upon other than your proximity. Frankly put, because this was in relation to dating, I was like, you just don't have a lifestyle where you are meeting enough men. It's just that simple. We can talk about the type of men and all that, but from a baseline, you don't have a lifestyle where you are meeting enough men. And I speak from experience because I went to business school with a focus on fashion. I worked in beauty and fashion for a very long time. In my spare time, it's also what I indulge in. So when I looked at my life, it's like, well, how would I ever even approach dating from a numbers game if I literally only hang out with women and I only hang out with women that also hang out with women? Now, of course, you can change this with dating apps, but that's not something that everyone wants to do. Or at the very least, because I think dating apps are a tool, that's it, no more, no less. What you can do is let it be a tool, one of many in your toolbox, but that would still require you to expand yourself. So if you are a single woman out there and you are looking to date, looking to get in a relationship, I would ask you, on average, how many men are you meeting every week or every month? Start there.
Okay, so I just want to say I completely understand why men don't want to do for no more. Like, y'all be rude and just entitled. Like, I opened the door for this lady. You know, people be like, chivalry. I opened the door for this lady and she just completely walks past me, doesn't acknowledge me, no nothing. And mind you, I was waiting there for like a good minute for her to walk through this door and she just wobbles her past. No thank you, no eye contact, no acknowledgement, no nothing. Just, yeah. Be rude. I wanted to push her back through the door and close it on her. Like.
And I think modern women, this ick thing that they do, that they're talking about, has gone too far. Oh, he did this and I got the ick. And there's some things you just don't like it, right? And even some things that we might talk about on these channels, like, why would she even get the ick about that? That's normal. She don't like it, she don't like it. Cool. But then there's stuff that's downright stupid, downright dumb. Oh, he's 5'8", I just got the ick. You got the ick because he's an average height? Yeah, I'm looking for a man that's you know, at least 5'11", 6 foot. I don't think that's a requirement. Number one. Number two, I don't think that's an ick. Why would you be grossed out? Well, you know, I just can't date. It's just something about a man being 5'8". You're 5'4". I think you'll be, yeah, I've been in heels. You're 5'4". I think you'll be okay. You're worried about the wrong thing, which a lot of modern women are. Even if you're 5'6", 5'7", you're worried about the wrong thing. Oh, well, he's only an inch taller than me. I get it. I understand it. But some of the stuff, once again, that y'all be talking about doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not necessary. It isn't. It's not. You want a man, but you're ruining your whole chances. Stop doing that.
Okay, this may be a hot take, but I don't think single men come to Europe. Like, every good-looking guy I see is with a woman. They're taken. And I have yet to see a group of single good-looking guys coming to Europe. And I think it's because men don't come here, like, in a group. I think it's a girl thing. I think it's only girls. Like, it's a girly girls trip. The only group of men I see are like European men, European groups of men. But even then, they're like half of them are married. They're just coming to be together.
This is too far.
So it's interesting. I need to know where all the single men go.
Where do you vacation? Where do you vacation?
Yeah, like help us out. We need to go where the single hot men go.
Where I vacation? Men only want one thing, and it's not money, it's not power, it's...
Dad, are you going to the gym?
Yeah, Dad's going to the gym.
Well, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you for being proud of me. I'm proud of you too.
I think a lot of these modern women are under the impression that a man has to whip you into shape. A man is going to have to look at your decisions and your choices and the things that you've done and accept you for who you are. And any residual issues that you're having, he needs to be man enough to fix them. Like if you have children, you're a single mom, I want a man to come in and really teach my kids how to be a man or to be that father figure, right? I don't need you to come in and, be their father. But, if you're going to be with me, then I would expect you to kind of, just as an example, I would expect you to be a positive role model in their life of what a man should act like, what a father or a stepfather should act like. Fantastic. That's great. But the problem is these kids don't have any manners. They don't have no accountability. You're not teaching them any accountability, nothing. And so a man has to come in and try to, with no help from you, fix everything that these kids are going through. Number one. Number two, he got to fix you. Because you are disciplined. You got issues. So he got to fix you, your mistakes, the stuff that you've been going through, and he got to try to whip the kids into shape. He got to go through and fix all that. And so men today are like, that's a lot of trouble. She's beautiful. But that's a lot of issues. That's a lot of stuff to fix. I don't know if that's something that I would want to be involved in.
The thing is, in my experience and in a lot of women's experience, men say they want peace, but they don't create peaceful situations. They're not able to understand that silence isn't a good response to things. And skating around things and not discussing them is not solving the problem. Being emotionally vacant is not a positive thing. That is not a peaceful environment.
Crystal clear communication.
Exactly. But men can't do that on an emotional front very well.
Because a lot of the time, we can't be like that, or we struggle to be like that, should I say, because we're in survival mode. We're fighting so hard to find ourselves in this world where we're trying to get to that top echelon, that top percentile of men.
This obviously always runs back to this idea that women are shallow. I know
women aren't shallow.
It's not like...
Ultimately, what women are looking for is safety.
Interesting. But no, men usually say exactly what they mean. It's not men who often speak in double or hidden meanings. That happens to be the territory of some women out there who like to do that. But if a man says they want you to be his piece, that is exactly what they mean. And that doesn't mean that they don't want to be challenged or questioned. Absolutely not. But anyone who would assume that has obviously never been or has any hopes of ever being a man's actual piece.
I think modern women don't really realize that the years that you spent talking about, I don't need no man, talking about I'm strong and I'm independent, talking about a man is unnecessary, talking about a man he's useless. I can just make a call, I can do this, and all this other stuff that you like to say. That's not helping your cause. And it's never going to help your cause. In very rare situations, will a man say, oh yeah, I like that. This is something that is going to be fun. It's not going to happen a lot. Why? Because essentially, you're going to give him problems. Even if you're a nice person. You might be a nice person. But what's going to continue to come up is you're going to always be keeping up mess. You're going to always be flashing an attitude. Well, that's the way you found me. That's the way you like me. I don't know what you got going on. And they like to say, oh, well, she's spicy and all this stuff. I don't like a lot of spice. I don't like no spice. Just help me out. Help me out. You know, and I'll go even a little bit further, because some men say, oh, you know, I like a spicy woman. I like that. You know, she got a little bit of attitude on her. But I also think there's a difference between being spicy and just being downright contentious. Like, I'm not going to do anything. There was a woman online talking about, I'm not going to cook for my husband. He got to cook for himself. Okay. He going to pay all the bills too. And I'm going to drive all the gas out the car, and he going to go and fill it up. Okay. Now you're just being stupid. He's like, you're not being spicy. You're just being dumb. And who's going to want to continue to be around a person that acts like that?
Okay, so there are actually a ton of really decent guys out there. There are. And the reason that I can say this wholeheartedly is because I practice what I preach. I have also been back in the dating world for a couple of weeks now, and I have gone on some dates with really incredible, decent, secure men. So I practice what I preach, and I know it works. When you are not attracting decent men, it's because you are operating in a baseline of fear. Your nervous system is in a state of survival, and that's exactly what you're being matched with in the dating world. I just got off a collective call, and one of the women on my call said, I cannot believe that in my mid-30s, I have attracted the first secure man in my whole entire life. This is blowing my mind, and I've never been treated this way. It feels so foreign. And it's because that's not the norm for your nervous system. So if you're not attracting decent men, it's because you are operating in the space of fear and your nervous system is in survival.
Today's episode of Men Want to Be Princesses so bad.
Oh, they want basic appreciation, loyalty, reciprocation, respect, affection, the basics, the absolute basics. It's not wanting to be a princess, that's wanting a healthy relationship. And I think you made this video because you're embarrassed that you got rejected. So you have to find a way to put him down. Instead of being like, wow, we weren't a good fit for each other. Or maybe I should start showing up on time for dates. A lot of women openly expect a million things from men, but as soon as a man asks for anything at all, he's insulted for it. So weird, because for decades we've tried to get men to open up to us. Oh, communicate more. Say what your feelings are. Speak up. And then they speak up, and then we mock them immediately. That's why a lot of men just go quiet. That's why a lot of men don't speak up.
A lot of these modern women, they're so hyped up on doing the wrong thing that when they actually run across a nice guy, a good guy, they start dating him. And they say stuff like, there's not really even a spark. He checks all the boxes on paper, but I'm just not feeling it. It's possible that you come into contact with a good guy, but you don't really feel any sparks. The problem with that is modern women seem to run across multiple good guys. How do we know this? Because they say it online. Oh, this guy was such a great guy. It's just not a spark. This guy was such a great guy, not a spark. And she beat and gone through, before the end of the video's like a minute. She beat and gone through 5, I'm not joking, 5 to 10 men. Let's be a little bit more fair about it. 5 to 7 men. 5 to 7 men crying and boo. What's wrong with me? What's going on with my life? How is everything crumbling? She's going through all of those men. And like I said, let's say it was 1 or 2, maybe even 3, that you don't have a spark with these guys. But how are you reaching 5, 6, 7, 8 men, good guys, that you don't have a spark with? The good guys that you say you find attractive, oh, he's attractive, he's a good guy, he's this, he's that. How are none of them qualifying? How are none of them living up to your standard? The question is answered 3 days later. Sometimes a question is answered in the very same day. Sometimes a question is answered in the very next TikTok, in the very next 5 minutes when they post another one. I'm not settling. I'm doing this. Oh, that's why. That's why you're having trouble finding a good man. Because of that right there. The problem is you.
Off today and decided to take myself to happy hour, and I was like, I'm by myself, everybody's still working. Let me go to happy hour and put myself out there, sit at the bar, have me a drink and appetizer, and see if I see anybody. I am single and ready to mingle. How is my husband gonna find me at home? So I'm trying to be outside more. And so I went to this restaurant and sat at the bar. It was happy hour, and I was like reluctant to, go to this place, but I walked in and I see 3 black guys sitting at a table. And I was like, okay, well, I can sit on this side of the bar, or I can sit on this side of the bar closer to them. And yeah, we're looking for the same person. They looking for who I'm looking for. So that part. Life of a single 41-year-old woman. I'm trying.
If you want this guy to be able to respect you, you have to be able to cut this guy off. And let me explain to you what I actually mean by this. Sending that long text message and trying to make him understand how you feel does nothing. When you cut him off completely, when you put actions in place instead of telling him how you feel over and over again, this is when he is actually going to get it. He's going to understand, hey, this woman is playing no games with me. If I have bad behavior, she is willing to leave at any moment. Men don't respect a woman that stays after continuous bad behavior with no consequences or no actions. He will respect you when you finally leave and don't put up with him. In my new book, The Power of Silence, I teach you what silence does to a man, why you should go silent, and when to actually go silent. It's helped hundreds of women already. Go snag yours right now.
A lot of these modern women, honestly, if they could go on a girls' night or a girls' trip and do what they're supposed to be doing, I really do think that men would be okay with it, right? If you just go on a trip and don't act crazy, I think you'd be all right. But I think what a lot of modern women are doing is they're getting out there and acting a fool. They're getting out there, first of all, acting a fool, posting thirst traps, not responding for days. There was one woman that decided to go on a trip and blocked her fiance. Oh, I need my peace. I need to be on this retreat. Why in the world would you do that? Why in the world? Unless that's something that you've talked about previously. It's like, okay, I'm going on this retreat. I don't know if there's going to be phone service. So I might not be able to contact you as much. That's one thing. But for you to say, I don't want anybody bothering me, I'm going to block you. Anything could happen. You don't know what's going on at that retreat. And why would you even block him? Why don't you just put your phone on Do Not Disturb? Number one. Number two, why don't you just leave your phone in your room, in your bag or something like that? And right before you go to bed at night, you check it to see if anything has happened. Why don't you do that? But modern women, they don't know balance. They don't know how to do what they're supposed to be doing. So they go out there acting a fool, cutting off communication. Number one, number two, and number three, they're hanging out sometimes with women that don't even like her man. Why is that a problem? Because we go on these girls' trips. We were already going to act a fool. But since I don't like them and I got a little liquid courage, that looks like a cute guy over across the way. How about we go talk to him? No, I already have a man. You can go talk. I'll come with you so you won't be alone, but no, it's for you. I don't even like Kyle. He's this. What did I do? Yeah, I've never liked him from the jump. Stupidity, bad influence, acting dumb. If you can just act right, it wouldn't be a problem.
You know what most women really want from a man? It's not money. It's not a perfect face. She wants to feel safe. Safe to talk without being mocked. Safe to cry without being called too emotional. Safe to love you without wondering if you're talking to 10 others. She wants consistency. She wants honesty that doesn't shift with your mood. Reassurance that isn't forced. A presence that doesn't disappear when life gets heavy. She wants to feel chosen in rooms she's not in. Respected in conversations she'll never hear. Secure even when she's not looking over your shoulder. She wants emotional maturity, not ego, not games, not silence used as control, not a man who is sweet for a week and distant for a month. She wants effort, a message that says, text me when you reach home, a call that says, I'm proud of you. In the end, it's simple. Women don't want a perfect man. They want a man who makes their heart feel like home.
What is it about the word lovemaking that is such a turnoff?
I don't want you to make anything with me. I want you to do something with me.
Oh, do things.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, don't say that either. That's lame. Just me. Like, honestly, that's it. Like, just say that. I know I'm not alone in this, okay?
That's so cool.
Everybody on the subway.
This is not a message for women. Again, I don't want you to make anything with me. Then why are you spreading your legs for them? You've already decided, it's really, there's nothing of value to come of the situation. So is it just about, it's just about an or, and how are you able to get there if you don't give a lick about it? This is all layers of broken. Do you see it? It's painful.
Men don't cheat because they found someone better. They cheat where it's easy, where there's low standards, where there's no accountability. So stop questioning your worth like the other woman won something. She didn't. She just cost him less. And there's a difference between being a woman who cost a man something to be with and a woman who let him slide into her DMs, 11 p.m., no plan, no respect, no consequences. The cheating woman ain't the prize. She's the clearance rack. She didn't beat you. She just had no standard for him to climb over. That doesn't make you less. That makes him cheat. And cheat men always run to where the bar is lowest because that's the only place they can afford to be a man. A man who can pull up on a woman with no requirements has told you everything you need to know about what he's willing to settle for. The right move ain't to compete with her. The right move is to raise the price of admission to your life so high that men like him can't even afford the audition.
As soon as a woman calls herself independent, that's a red flag to me. We don't like independent women. We do like self-sufficient women, but there's a major difference between the two. We don't mind self-sufficiency. A woman that has her own career, her own place, cars, money, businesses, we don't mind that. But the minute you start to idolize your independence is where we see red flags because there's a certain spirit that comes along with that. It's the I don't need anybody paradigm. Let's flip it. How would women feel if they met a man and every time he spoke, he sounded like, I pay my own bills and they're all in my name. I live on my own. I don't need nobody. She'd probably say like, bro, you're an adult. You're supposed to do that. Like, are you good? Like, is there a chip on your shoulder? Like, but even deeper to the point, I'll never make my woman feel like I don't need her. Can you imagine how I would look to a woman who liked me if I walked around shouting how independent I am or how I don't need anybody? Like, imagine how that would make her feel. Nah, I'm waking up every day and reassuring her that I want her, I desire her, and I need her. I'm not a weak man for admitting I need my woman. But I'm worried that some women are so attached to that independent teaching that they're going to independent themselves right into a lonely life. Or worse, form an attachment but still perceive the relationship through an independent field of view.
And stop getting ran through by all these and expected to settle down with your have a baby with your stupid bro. Keep getting ran through. Keep getting ran through.
Chris, why the you at that house? Why the you at that house? Huh? Get your dust over here!
How the is Chris gaining distance on the car? How the is Chris running after? Chris is soaring. Chris is a track star. Chris got wheels.
Go
Guys, I want to know when men stopped offering to carry women's suitcases. What the actual heck? I was on the tube the other day with 2 suitcases and a handbag. Not one man offered to carry my suitcase. Not even one of my suitcases. I was at London Bridge, up and down, up and down those stairs. I was like, I'm struggling out here. I'm just a girl. When did this stop being a thing? When did we decide that chivalry isn't worth partaking in? I really want to bring it back. How can we bring it back?
Okay, so I was a little bit hesitant about sharing this. Exactly 1 month from now will be my 3-year anniversary of being celibate. And honestly, the main reason why I've been celibate is just that I'm just not where I want to be in life yet. And I know the whole red pill, Andrew Tate, the other guys, I don't know the other guys. But me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other men can relate to this, I still believe in love. I still believe in marriage, family, kids. I still believe in all of that. And so with me, but still believing in all of that, I personally want to be able to give my wife and my kids everything. Like personally, I don't want my wife to work. I don't want my kids to have to worry about anything. And at this moment, I can't do that. And that's why right now I've just been working on myself to one day get to the point where I can take care of my wife, my family. We go on vacations. We can do all the whole 9, the white picket fence, the little poodle, whatever dog she wants, you know.
You know what is both terrifying and revolting?
What? I can only imagine.
When a man says I'm pretty.
Right. Okay then. So, ladies, I'm sure some of you are wondering what exactly this is about. Well, I have seen lots of videos out there of women asking why men don't seem to want to take women out on dates, why they don't seem to be interested, and why they most certainly have really stopped approaching women in public at all. Well, you just saw one of the many reasons why. Because unfortunately, social media is virtually saturated with lots of women indicating how much they dislike men, they don't want them near them, and they don't even want what would be considered to be positive attention from any man in the form of a compliment, because those are apparently terrifying. And ladies, if you want men to start being interested again, you have to start acting like you don't despise them.
Now, I be seeing a lot of on the internet about these women complaining and all this other, we're keeping it real. Like, oh yeah, we need to bring back yearning. Men need to start yearning. I'll be down to show a whole her to a deep level and get all shoe on. And then I'm calling it, oh my God, baby, I miss you so much. Who's my little sugar plum? Get down! Like, what us gonna do? We cook, we got it out there. No, I ain't gonna lie, I'm lying. We gotta take you out, pay for your give you gifts and all types of pay for your hair, your nail, your bonus. What do you do for us? What can you say besides some y'all be giving up to the left just so easily for no reason, so why would I do some extra if he ain't do? Like, y'all women gotta start doing something, like at least goddamn when wake up and have my already in your mouth, like show some type of effort, something like that.
So I just came across this, and this young lady is asking what she deems an important question, and she's going viral. She asks, why don't men pay bills for free anymore? Just pay women's bills and don't expect anything. And she goes on to give examples of grandfathers and great-grandfathers, uncles, etc., who paid bills, and she said they pay bills for free. That men today don't want to pay bills. I'm going to explain why. Number one, those men were paying bills for wives. Nobody ain't paying no bill for no girlfriend, no situationship, no baby mama. Secondly, something was expected, right? When those men went out and cheated, grandma and great-grandma looked the other way. They didn't cause no stink in front of everybody and friends and the kids and put it on social media. Those men were able to cheat in peace. Next, those men never talked about feelings. You can go to those men and talk about your feelings and expect them to have emotional intelligence. They didn't want to hear that. And lastly, when those men came home from work, from paying all those bills, they didn't have to take care of no babies. That house was spotless. Dinner was on the table. Their breakfast was made in the morning. Their lunch was made. And anytime they wanted that poom poom, she gave it up. That's why men don't pay no bills no more.
Did you know that these famous men practiced celibacy at one point or another? Because I definitely didn't. While filming the movie Silence, Andrew Garfield was celibate for several months in 2016. Not only was he celibate, but he was also fasting. So on a podcast, Andrew revealed that for a period of time, he was experiencing some pretty wild and trippy experiences. Terry Crews revealed to ET that he had a 90-day
fast with his wife, Rebecca. He said that what was beautiful about it was that it took him to a time when he was 12 years old, liked a girl, and didn't know anything about sex. At first, Terry thought that the fast was going to be horrible, but later said that it was the best thing we had ever done. Justin Bieber was celibate for 1 year. In 2019, he told Vogue that he had a legitimate problem with sex and decided to abstain so he could get closer to God. Justin said, "I think sex can cause a lot of pain. Sometimes people have sex because they don't feel good enough, because they lack self-worth." And honestly, what Justin said can be very true. No matter the reason for practicing celibacy, if you learned something new today like I did, comment down below.
What is the most icky thing that a guy can do? Imagine you go out and he orders a matcha. Like, men used to go to war.
Less than 2% of men actually served the military, and those that went to war, most of them were getting cheated on with men who didn't go to war. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Like, I'm part of the 2%. I served 8 years in the Navy, and I used to tell people all the time, because it didn't take long to know, because it's human behavior. But every time people came, whether they were men or women, they'd come to the ship happy, in love. They got that long-term boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance back home. And I told them, at max, 6 months, you won't be talking to each other. And it never took more than a couple months. Never took more than a couple months. Out of everyone that came to the ship in my 3 years on that ship, one out of all of them, one. And they're like happily married with kids today. One. The rest of them either cheated or got cheated on. Right? So when y'all go, men used to go to war, yeah, and y'all used to cheat on them with men who didn't go to war. The more you know.
It's not a flex if a man is living with you and he's paying all the bills. This is according to Professor Bay. Let her explain it to you.
And ain't nothing appealing about living with a man saying, "Oh, my man, other household bills." He's gonna have to pay bills to have somewhere to stay. So in reality, he's benefiting a lot more than you are with y'all living together, because women put a lot more into a household, managing a household and making sure things in that household run smoothly. To me, the amount of labor that you have to put in living with a man, no matter how good he is not worth living with him paying those household bills.
But just like he was paying bills on his own and has to do so anyway, with you or not, don't you have to take care of your own household, whether he's there or not, as well? Unless you're with a man who never did any things on his own when he lived on his own, or cooked for himself, he never cleaned for himself. And maybe I get it. I'm thinking living together, you're lightening each other's load. No?
The real flex is him giving you some money, you living in your own space, he lives in his own space, and get out your face.
I guess that is a flex, but who's doing that nowadays? In this economy?
All that spending the night, all that in your kitchen, all that cleaning up behind him, all that him asking you thousands of questions, what's for dinner, all that. The amount of work is just not worth them little couple $1,000. No.
I mean, if my bills were paid and I was in charge of stuff, I don't see that as a bad thing, especially if I don't have to work. And even if I had to work, my bills are paid. I guess it all depends on the type of man he is. Maybe I'm missing something, but what do you guys think?
Shorty, this wasn't even on purpose, man. Shorty, I thought about it like damn, Shorty. I'm talking about myself though. How you fit the clock?
Really, nigga? Come on. That's not even the important part. The important part is the comments. Because I speak about fat people, men and women in general, saying that it's unhealthy. The number one risk of heart disease is high cholesterol due to being fat. So I don't want nobody coming for me in the comments mad at me saying, "Oh, why you body shaming?" Listen, you can control every morsel of food that goes in your mouth. You can't control their height, nor can they control being bald. Forgive me for caring about humanity and people's heart, but let me show you the comment section. Nothing but hearts, flame emojis, heart eyes from Shorty right here. Come on, bro. But why y'all doing that to her? And it's mainly women, heart eyes, the heart flames and stuff like that. I know y'all trying to make her feel good and confident, but y'all should be telling her the truth. If you gonna do this in public, at least slide on her DM and say, "Yo, Shorty, big as and your heart is not liking you right now." Check this out right here below. The sponsor of that video, whatever selling, she put it on. So of course they gonna make her feel good because they want her to wear it. And look what Shorty said. Are those curves included, babe? What the? You know, you want to be built like her. This is the that pissed me off. Really, like, beautiful queen, okay, sugar, so beautiful. See, is in the head too saying this. Bruh, I ain't gonna lie, guys. If I ever come on here and I'm out of shape, roast me until I change.
Understand that the way they talk about men and the way they move, even out here, a man is going to get tired of that at some point in time. He's going to get tired of having to basically be your servant, because that's what you're really asking for. You're not really looking to reciprocate. You're not really looking to give back to him all of the things that he gave to you. And really, honestly and truly, at the end of the day, that's what a man is looking for. I think both sides, you have, okay, and that's why they say this is how I receive love, right? A man, will receive love in the way of respect. A woman is probably going to receive love in the way of affection, words of affirmation, and there's a lot of women out there. That's why you have the 5 love languages, because a woman is going to receive it. You can hug me, but don't hug me too much. There's within the 5 love languages, there's varying degrees. Some women don't really like gifts, but I do like them. But I would like you to talk to me and tell me that I'm pretty, tell me that you love me. That's the one that I really, really like. But it's nice to have some gifts sometimes. It's nice for you to give me some flowers. You got to do a combination of all of these things, right? And then when you're looking at a man, once again, the same thing. This is how I receive love. I would like you to touch me. I would like you to come in, give me a hug. We're watching TV. You might be rubbing my head or massaging my shoulders or rubbing my back, just like I would to you, right? You want a massage. You want me to, I'm so tense. Work is so stressful. And okay, you want me to come in, you want me to hear those words, come in and give you a massage. No questions asked. And then for a lot of these ladies, okay, give me the 5-star spa treatment. Well, I'm not a masseuse. Well, just get the oil and, all of that stuff and, just do your thing. So now you as the man, you got to go online trying to watch movies and videos and stuff like that. Okay, how do I massage right now so I won't hurt? Because modern women will get out there and be like, oh, you're doing it wrong. I'm not a masseuse. So yeah, I'm doing it wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. Right? Oh, it's too heavy and stuff like that. Right? So they're telling you, this is how I want you to do it. Great. A man is going to tell you, well, this is what I would like. This is what I would want. And when I say what I would want, especially if I'm giving you what you want, I don't want to hear no cackling, no going back and forth. None of that. That's how y'all be losing good men. Y'all don't want to do anything that they ask you to do.